Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Today we're going to talk about shadow AI, and actually we're going to bring it into the light through an open source tool. But before we're going to dive into the more technical parts, let me share with you a short story. It was a typical Tuesday at my office. I was focused on my work, drinking my coffee peacefully, and suddenly my phone rang. Hi. It was a CISO of one of our customers. He sounded worried. He sounded panicked, like not his usual himself. He told me, we have a major problem with all of the custom GPTs across in our organization. I was really confused. Isn't that a great stuff? You know, AI, adoption, and so on. No, you don't understand. I just sat through a board meeting when I realized that my R&D team deployed over 1,000 custom GPTs across all the organization. Sales had them, finance had them, and even the HR using them to summarize CVs and employee feedback. Okay, so the adoption is high. Isn't that what they wanted? No. I just found that one of the private custom GPTs was built by a junior developer, and he sent to the ChatGPT all the code base and all the production logs. And now I have no idea who interacted with it, who talked to it, and right now I don't know who knows our production password, the DB's production password. I have no idea. I realized that I didn't have the answers either to most of the questions. So I told him, let me a couple of days. I'll find a way to audit it, to find all the answers to those questions. Okay, it's a deal. Let's talk in 2 days. So it was a real story that happened a couple of months ago. And before we're going to dive into the more technical parts and to the open source tool itself, I will introduce myself. My name is Sharon Shama. I'm a security researcher for the past 8 years, and now I work at Token Security as an AI security researcher. And in my spare time, I'm really into cooking and baking, and this is actually a picture from a pastries workshop that I've led. And I got married last month, and this is actually, thank you. And this is actually the last destination of my honeymoon, so yeah. Okay, now we can go into the more technical parts. But before talking about CustomGPT, let's understand the engine behind it, OpenAI. So OpenAI didn't just give us one product. They didn't give us only ChatGPT. They now gave us a platform that allows us to, not only us, to any enterprise, to any organization, to create its own AI universe, from ChatGPT into more kind of mini agents to custom GPTs. And with that shift, it brings out also 2 main changes, like in data ownership and in security boundaries, that most organizations weren't prepared for. But wait, Sharon, what is custom GPT? Like you talk custom GPT, but what is it? Custom GPT is actually a regular ChatGPT, but the difference is that you can customize it through a couple of capabilities. But it actually represents the shift that I've talked about it in the previous slide, from one product into more customized world, customized workspace, where any employee in your organization can build its own custom GPT, and it will have its own goal, persona, set of instructions. It's like a new entity in the world that's customized to your needs. And it's a chat, of course. what helps us to customize the chat into our needs? First of all, knowledge. Knowledge is a capability that we can configure in the CustomGPT that allows us to upload files, for example, PDFs, spreadsheets, reports, and so on, any file that you want to upload, I don't know, employees, salaries, and anything that you want to upload, in order to provide kind of context to your chat, so it will be smarter and will fit better to your needs. What's the danger? Easily malicious user or not that malicious user, I don't know, but can trick the chat into revealing and exposing your knowledge. Not knowledge, the files in the knowledge section. The second capability that helps us to customize the ChatGPT into our needs, custom actions, third-party connectors, it doesn't really matter how you call it, but I mean, when I say custom actions, I mean external API connections to your ChatGPT. For example, I can provide an API key, read or write to my Jira, to my Slack, my Salesforce, and so on. Any key that you want to provide, you can provide through this capability. And actually, any user or any employee in your organization can create his own custom GPT for his needs, for example, technical recruiter, brand strategic, HR helper, and so on. And suddenly, like a magic, you will have the perfect employee that can work 24/7, and it will be like a magic. It will be great, it will be good, it will work like the perfect employee. So now that we know what is it CustomGPT, we know a little bit about OpenAI, but how can we help to this worried CISO? How can we help him to gain the visibility that he needs in order to understand what happens in his organization? The answer lies on the Compliance API. Compliance API is a set of tools that OpenAI built for organizations, for workspace enterprises, to help them with security auditing and legal that standard logs just don't provide it. I'll share with you a couple of endpoints that, from my perspective, were really interesting from the security perspective that can provide you like a lot. The first is the endpoint that helps you to pull information about users. You can pull a list of all the users, all their roles, which means permissions, privileges, and their emails. Through this endpoint, you can understand who are the users, who interacted with those custom GPTs, who are the owners of those custom GPTs. For example, if you found a problem in your custom GPT, in specific one, I don't know, you have like thousands in your organization, but you found a specific one that you want to remediate, to change, I don't know, the instructions, the knowledge. So you want to know who is the owner. You want to know who you need to talk to, who is in charge of this custom GPT, of this specific one. The second endpoint, conversations. Yes, you can retrieve all the conversations in your organization. Sounds scary, but it's a different talk. But yes, you can retrieve all the conversations, all the messages, all the metadata, and files and tool calls. Why it's interesting? Because through this I can map all the external tool calls and understand if your API key is configured as it's needed, or it's like it should be least privilege, okay? And through this endpoint we can understand if it's not. The third endpoint, it's like the holy grail for some of the security researchers or the security teams. Files. It helps us to download and to see all the inspections of the files that shared in the knowledge. As I told you earlier, that you can share files in the knowledge capability. So here, I can pull them, download all the files. Like not only metadata, not only name, like download the real file. And we'll talk later why it's so important for risk assessment. Okay, I think that it's obvious why, but this is like the holy grail, in my opinion. Okay, so now we understood what it's CustomGPT, OpenAI, we know about the compliance API, so where I come in. So, GCI. What is GCI? GCI is an open source tool that we've built in token security, where I work. I built it with Gil Portnoy. He was in charge of the development, and is GPT's Compliance Insights. We've talked about the Compliance API. The Compliance API can provide me a bunch of data, but it's raw data. And GCI is kind of the engine that helps you to make sense of it. It will help you to generate security reports about shared users and files and conversations and APIs and so on. And actually, it will help you to shift from a manual task. Like, you can query through the compliance API, but you should do it manually for every CustomGPT in your organization. And I can tell you a secret, most of the largest organizations have like thousands of CustomGPTs, because it's so easy and it's a chat. It's like requires zero coding. It's really, really easy. Like, my mother can use the CustomGPT. It's really easy. It's user-friendly. So any organization have like thousands. And if it's a manual task, it's impossible, in my opinion. So this tool will help you to make it from a panic into a real plan, into a real risk assessment in your hand. Now, enough with the talking. Let's see a demo. Now, I'm not sure that you can see it because I didn't thought that this hall will be that huge, but it's a quick query that I've downloaded all the GPTs in my demo environment, and I can show you easily here. Oh, I don't know why it's, okay. I can show you easily only the inventory here, how it's easy to search. Like, you have all the information, the instructions, I'll see it here, the shared users, the category, the files, the file names, like, you can see and inspect anything here. You should try it. It's really easy. It's in GitHub. I'll show you later the QR again. And here, things that I search for is Salesforce, because the real customer that talked to me, he was really worried about CustomGPTs that were connected to Salesforce, because he was worried about overprivileged API keys that a couple of his employees shared with the CustomGPT. So you can see here all the sharing settings. You can inspect here anything. It's a full analysis, and you can also generate a report. But it's enough, from my opinion, only for the visibility, only for the first step, to gain the visibility. Yes, and you have a help menu, and it's really, really easy. It's user-friendly, and you can use it now. Okay. Okay. I just show off some of the capabilities here, but it's really, really easy to use. And I'll show you another demo of two plugins that we have in the GCI. The first, like, built-in, will help you to retrieve the inventory that I've showed you. I'll come back to here. Oh, sorry. I just want to show you the inventory itself. Okay. Through the basic commands, you can retrieve the full inventory with all the information. It's enough information to gain the visibility. But we have two different plugins. The first plugin, you saw the, okay. The two different plugins. We have risk assessment and custom actions. As I told you that we have two main components that help you to customize it. So I wanted to help my customer to gain visibility about those components. So we have the custom actions. Here we can see a demo about the risk classification. That risk classification plugin will help you to get risk classification based on the files and their content, like kind of a mini DLP. And you have like a reason, like you have a reasoning, you have a scores. I really encourage you to try it by yourself on your environments. But you can see here the reasoning. You can see here the file names. You can see the GPT names, the risk, high, medium, low, and why. And it's important to understand that the reasoning section is not obvious, because if you have thousands in your organization, it's really tough to determine who is in high risk, who is in low risk, and when it's written in kind of human language, it's easier to understand the report. And now I will show you just a short demo about the custom actions, because it's really important. Okay, and now we'll run the custom actions. Just a second. Okay. Sorry. I'm good at cyber, not at presentations or technical parts. Okay, we got it. Okay, this is the preview that you will get after you will run the custom actions. It's a short command. It will help you to understand like the criticality of the custom action. It's written here if it's a API or OAuth, like a barrier token or API key. The capabilities, it's like when you will see all the, sorry. Okay, I will understand it I will explain it without it. Sorry. When you will retrieve all the compliance API raw data, you will see all the custom actions configurations. And it's not that human readable, so easy. It's like a JSON of configurations and configurations, the permissions, the endpoints that's permitted. And in the plugin, you can see easily in human language, the explanation of this API key and its privileges and what is permitted and what's not. And you can understand, depends on your organization, if it's okay or not okay. Sorry for the technical parts. Okay, you understand that. You understand that now I raised the call to my worried CISO, and now he's not worried at all. He heard about the GCI. He like a fan of the GCI, and now he can sleep well. Like his panic turned into a plan, and now he had the visibility and like scheduled reports every week. And now he doesn't need to block all the AI in his organization. He just can let all his employees to deploy any custom GPT that they want to, but he will gain the video. He will see it. He will be aware. You know, the shadow AI went from shadow AI into governed AI now. So, a couple of takeaways from this journey. I don't know if you're in security teams or CISOs or a team leads, but this couple of takeaways from a security researcher perspective. The first, vet your knowledge. It's really, really easy to trick the bot, to reveal and to expose all the knowledge files, all the PDFs, all the employee salaries. So be aware of what you share and assume that anyone can trick it, anyone can expose it. Secure authentication. In a case if it's misconfigured or something like that, like please create a unique key for any AI entity in the world that you want to customize, because those entities are unexpected. And if you can't, like, you don't know what it will cause, what it will do, what action will occur with this API key. So please create a unique one. It will help you also to monitor it and, if needed, to remediate it. Enforced least privilege, it's, I think it's obvious why it's important, but here, because it's AI entity, I feel that it's more important in my opinion. Verify access controls, like you can choose if anyone in your organization or anyone in your team or anyone out there worldwide can use it. Please take care, pay attention, and choose it carefully. And the last, monitor and log activity, log activity. As example, the GCI. Please be aware, being conscious, because if you don't know about all the AI activities that happens in your organization, you, in my opinion, you need kind of block the AI. But if you will be aware, you can use it wisely and to enjoy all the advantages of the AI era. Thank you, everybody.